to our cross stitch channel, Stitching a Little. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my WIP updates. And if you haven't seen my mom's WIP updates, feel free to go ahead and check out that video, because there we share with you a lot of information about her different projects and how far she's come along. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my advancements, my progress on my cross stitch projects. Go ahead and grab your snack, your drink. Here we're drinking some espresso coffee. It's a rainy day outside. It's been raining for the past 3 days here in Florida, and we've reached that time of the season. It's a perfect occasion for you to get a warm cup of tea or your warm cup of coffee or whatever drink or snack of your choice. We hope you like the video, and without further ado, let's get started with the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 2 projects that I finished. Although I'm going to be showing you these 2 finished projects, keep in mind that you can watch the video that we uploaded before this one, which is called our finished projects, in which we share more information about these 2 projects that we finished. We finished 2 each, so I finished 2 and my mom finished 2 as well. Okay, so let's start off with the first one, which is this one of the pink gnome. So this one of the pink gnome is this cutie that you see over here. She's holding a heart. She has 2 braids in like a gray colored hair. She has the pink hat, a flower on the hat. It's very beautiful. As you can see, this fabric, I'm going to show you a little bit of the fabric. We dyed it here at home, and it is not a 14 count Aida. This one is actually a 28 count Lugana even weave. It's turning into one of our favorite fabrics to stitch with, but again, I'm not going to go into very much details about this one because we have a specific video about it. But this was the first one that I finished, and it's a tiny project. As you can see, it's kind of like a miscellaneous project. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you this one very quickly, which is this one of the green landscape. This one is from the brand Magic Needle, and it's actually one of my favorite brands of cross stitch, same as my mom. I mean, it's a beautiful brand to stitch with. It's very easy in terms of difficulty. You can change the fabric if you want, but this one I made it in a 14 count Aida, and I believe we changed the fabric that it came with. It's a beautiful landscape. You see a lot of green tones, and when you see that many greens, you might think this could bore me a little bit. I can get bored of this very easily. Well, it wasn't my case. In my case, I never got bored with this project. It's something about Magic Needle that just catches my attention very much, and once again, it's one of the first projects that I ever made of cross stitch without stamped fabric. But once again, I'm getting into a lot of detail, but we have a specific video that we made about this. So if you want many more details and more information about this project, feel free to go ahead and watch that video of our 4 finished projects. Okay, so now let's start with the official WIP updates of the projects that I've been stitching on. Okay, I'm going to start with this one, which is the girl on the balcony, and this one is again from Joy Sunday. My mom is also stitching on a Joy Sunday. If you want to see her WIP updates on that one that she's stitching, it's about a cat and a dog, and it's just turning out beautiful. Then go ahead and watch that video. You can see the picture of the thumbnail of the video, but we will link it down below in the description box as well. So this one is from Joy Sunday, and Joy Sunday, if you don't know, it's one of the most popular brands of cross stitch houses or cross stitch sellers over on AliExpress. And what they do is that they sell you cross stitch replicas of cross stitch kits in a stamped fabric like this one. So stamped fabric, if you're a beginner in cross stitch, this might be a very good option for you, because you'll be able to get them for a very good price, and it's a very easy way to get started in cross stitch since it doesn't have that much difficulty at all. I mean, everything is already there for you. So if you're beginning in cross stitch, then this is a very good option. So this one brings a total of 39 colors, as you can see. These are all the colors, and I'm loving these flosses. I haven't had any problems with them. They cover the stitch very well. They're very good to stitch with. For now, I haven't had any problems with these flosses at all. And once again, these are one of the first kits that we bought on our collection ever since we started cross stitch back in 2019. So it has been here at home for quite a while now. Okay, so for the kit itself, for the project, this is how much I've stitched. You're going to be seeing a comparison of how much I had before here on the screen. That's how much I had before, and this is how much I've stitched. Once again, pardon me for not removing the hoop, because I mean, I barely have any space to put this 10-inch hoop, as you can see. So it's very hard for me to remove it and place it back on. And since I want to keep on stitching it, I better just have it like that. That way I don't move it too much. So this is how much I made. Now, my main goal for this one is that I want to finish all of the flowers. And as you can see, this is how much I have left of flowers. Once I'm done with the flowers, I'll just refill this part over here, and I'll start with the other parts of the project, which, if you can tell over here, would be this part over here. So I'm just trying to finish this part of the project, so I can start with the other part that doesn't have any flowers, and it's just the balcony and the woman on the balcony. I hope this year to be able to finish this one. This is currently one of the only stamped projects that I'm working on in stamped fabric, and this is how much I've done. All right, now let's move on to the second project. Okay, so for the second project, it's also a magic needle project, and you're going to be seeing here on the screen how much I had before. I am stitching it on paper for now. So this is the original copy, the original chart, and then this is the copy of the chart. It's a big copy. As you can see, I'm highlighting the copy of the pattern. For now, I don't have it in a digital format. If I find a digital pattern, I will be only using the digital pattern because it's much easier to stitch digitally, highlighting the crosses digitally. You'll be able to advance a lot more on your project. So this is the main design, as you can see. And the design itself, it's called Honey Flavor. It's very beautiful. It has a very unique design to it. It has pops of yellows. It has some strawberries on the basket. And this, I'm not sure if I might call it tomatoes or cherries or raspberries. I mean, if you know what this is, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, because in my opinion, they're cherry tomatoes. But my mom thinks that it might be strawberries or raspberries, and we're confused on what is inside this basket. So you can see that there's a little landscape looking out the window. You'll see the curtains. And this one actually has a set which complements it very well. You'll be seeing it here on the screen, which is this one of the lavender theme. And I might get that one in the future for my mom. That way we have the little set. And that one of the lavender theme is the set of this one because it has the same curtains and so it's kind of like the same theme. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you how much I've done, which once again, pardon me for not removing it from the hoop, because I mean, we changed the hoop that I was using to a bigger hoop, which is this one of the 10 inches. If you can tell, this is how much I've done. You're going to see my previous advancement here on the screen. As you can see, what I did is that I focused on finishing this corner of the design. I finished what would be the basket. I did what would be also the handle of the basket. So the basket itself, I did finish it, and now I'm just moving my way towards the center, as you can see. So that you can see it a little bit more closely, this is what I finished, this section over here. I am stitching it in a 14 count Aida as well. And I can see that I have a little bit more experience cross stitching because the crosses look a little better than the one of the green landscape. Once you stitch and once you get more experience, you'll see that you'll be a lot better with your stitches once time goes on. And remember that this is a hobby, so the main goal is that you have fun and that you enjoy your downtime doing your hobby and what you enjoy. Okay, so then for the flosses, these are all the flosses that I'm using. For now, I'm not having any problems with them except for the dark tones, which would be around these 3 of the dark tones that I'm using. It usually happens with a lot of cross stitch kits or cross stitch colors, flosses, when you're using dark tones, they tend to not cover up the stitch as much as a lighter tone would. So that is something to keep in mind. I mean, that happens very often with any floss that is in a darker tone, as you can see. But if you look at it in a more distanced way, you don't notice it as much. Alright, this one once finished, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it will measure 32 by 40 centimeters. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to be showing you Peter Pan. And Peter Pan is, I have a few details that I want to mention to you very quickly. Because this one, if I find the picture, you're going to be seeing it here on the screen of what I had before. I started it at the beginning of my cross stitch journey when I was beginning in cross stitch, and I stopped it for a while, and I decided to stitch it again, but start it all over in a different fabric. That's why that specific update, I'm not counting it, because I did start it from the beginning. I decided that the crosses, I didn't like how they were looking, and the fabric itself, it wasn't very well centered. Once again, I was only beginning in cross stitch, so I decided it was best to start it from the beginning. So I started it from the beginning, and this is how much I have. I started from what would be Wendy's brother, as you can see, and it's kind of like in a square. So I finished that square with the back stitch and everything, and then I'm working my way downward with Captain Hook. If you can see in the original design, it's basically a beautiful design from the Soda collection. My mom is stitching what would be Anne with an E, and she already finished Beauty and the Beast. It turned out beautiful. You'll be seeing pictures of that one here on the screen. I do want to finish this one this year. Hopefully in 2 months I'd finish this one, because it's one of the main designs that I want to focus on. Because when I'm done with this one, I want to start another one in the same collection, which would be Wizard of Oz or Rapunzel, we'll see. Because we have those kits here at home as well. They measure the same exact size, which is 26 by 26 centimeters, I think. I'll be putting the exact measurement here on the screen. Okay, so these are the flosses. As you can see, there's a lot of variety, and these are the flosses that come with this kit. Once again, this kit is from AliExpress. We bought it at the beginning of when we were starting cross stitch, because you can get them more affordable there. But the fabric, I didn't use the same fabric that came with the kit, because it was a very bad material. So I replaced it with this one you see over here. This is the DMC Charles Craft collection. It is a 14 count Aida. It's kind of like an ivory color. So that's the fabric that I'm using. And hopefully for the next WIP update, you'll see more advancement on this one. Alright everyone, that was all for my WIP updates. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to let us know down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear any of your comments, any words that you have for us. You can also follow us on Instagram, because there we share more about cross stitch and about our different experiences, our different projects. Thank you all for your support, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye! Bye.